Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you today, and I am coming at you because I wanted to start a new series. I'm doing several videos today. I did a video on how you can actually obtain this look, which is a makeup tutorial. I also did another video, so make sure you tune in for that as well. But right now, I wanted to do a video on, like I said, a new series I want to start. Now, this series is not to be controversial. This series is not for us to attack one another. This series is for us to continue to grow on the path that we are on. This series is for us to dissect ourselves, whether that's out on display or whether that's internally by ourselves. This series is for us to follow the path that we are destined and set to do. So I wanted to actually do a series on the Proverbs 31st or 31 woman. I often see people throw around this Bible verse as to maybe calling themselves this, or also others calling them this. In fact, I've had many people actually call me that, even though in my eyes I fall short with it. Okay? We all fall short before God's eyes, but we are supposed to follow the path as close as we can and with great and good intentions as much as we can, whenever we can. And as you all know, I am on a journey through life of growth, as we all should be. And I wanted us to actually dissect what a Proverbs 31 woman actually is. Then apply that to our lives if we already don't meet that credential. I think that the Bible gives us a blueprint for life, for life's questions, and we don't always realize that all the answers are there. As far as for men learning how to be men, sometimes you don't have fathers in the house, earthly fathers. But if a man actually turns to the Bible and turns to the Word and actually absorbs the Word, he will know how to be a man. It doesn't necessarily take another man, earthly man, to show him how to be a man, if in fact he knows where to go to seek it. And if you turn to God, He will give us, men and women, the blueprint on what we should be, how we are supposed to be, what we were made for, the image of God that we're made in, and also how to love one another the proper way. Okay? Now, I was talking about men. They can actually learn how to be men and what they're destined to be, and the man of God that they're actually called to be, by turning to the Bible. Now, in saying that, we as women, we can't learn to be women. We can't learn to be ladies. We can't learn to be women of God by looking at TV and videos. We can't learn that because the reality is they are not necessarily Proverb 31 women. Okay? We can learn how to be women. We can learn how to be wives. We can learn how to be children of God. We can learn how to be servants of God. We can learn how to be mothers. We can learn how to be daughters. Okay, we can learn these things if in fact we turn to God and look at His blueprint. Not one that we've created. Not one that society has created. Not one that is the common or the most seen. Okay? We can find the original blueprint from Him. So what we're going to do is we're going to seek what this and dissect what this actually means. And for those of you who want to add to the conversation whenever we start this series, you can add it in the comment section below. If you want to talk about something that maybe you want to work on that you've found and you discovered by actually dissecting what this actually means, Proverbs 31, if you have taken the time to actually with us dissected it and found that, hey, I need to improve on this to be the woman of God, to be the wife, the ideal wife, and the wife that God called me to be the mother that God has called me to be the woman of God that God has called us to be, then make sure you put it below in the comment section on the videos. I googled Proverbs 31 just because I'm in the bed and I don't have my Bible right next to me right now. But when you just Google Proverbs 31, you guys, some things come to mind automatically. And I'm reading from the computer screen right now. Some of the things that come to mind and that actually are called out and jumps out at you is virtuous woman. Okay? Virtuous woman. And we have to, when we dissect this, you guys, when we actually start this series, and it'll be probably tonight or tomorrow when we start this actual series. I'm just giving you heads up in this video and see, so you can see where it's going to head at. We're going to, when we dissect it, we're going to dissect every word. We're going to dissect so it'll be clear. So it'll be perfectly clear to us. We're going to dissect what that word actually means, that the word virtuous. Okay, we're going to dissect all these words because we tend to want to define stuff the way we want to define it. Okay, we tend to let others define stuff for us as well. Okay, we're going to define it, break it down, and we're going to see what this actually means and how we actually need, not want, but need to apply these things to our lives. We often, as women, we put things off on other men, or we put things off on other people. And the reality is, we will have the types of husbands that we want if we ourselves are the type of women that God intends us to be. Okay? Yes, you're going to get men that come along that are not going to be up to par. Let's face it. We have faced, we're in the last days, we have faced that many, many times. Whether you face it in your own life or you've seen it with others. We have faced that. But the reality is, when God has called us, meaning man and woman, to marry, when God has called us to marry, we have to take responsibility for the fact that we are a contributor to the relationship. We are a contributor to the problems. We are a contributor to him not feeling a certain way or him feeling a certain way. We are a contributor to that, whether we want to admit it as women or not. Okay? And if you have your eye on God at all times and in your relationship, mind you, I'm saying that both parties have to be like this. Not one, but both parties have to have this true desire. But if you have this true desire and both of you turn to God, then that blueprint, it will be important in both of y'all lives. His, as far as knowing the role of the man and knowing the role of the husband and being the head and not the tail. Yours as being the helpmate. Okay? Yours as being the wife, the mother, the nurturer. We will know these things. And if we adhere to these things in our own lives and focus on working on what we have done as a contributor, then I believe that that makes the relationship, first of all, easier. It makes the relationship more blessed and prosperous. It makes us please God. And guess what? It makes us also please our husbands. So that's why, like I said, I think that we throw this term around loosely. The Proverbs 31 woman, we throw this around like it's nothing. And I think we throw it around because of lack of knowledge of it. Lack of dissecting it for ourselves. And the actual, knowing the actual definitions of all of these things. So, again, one of the things that comes out is the virtuous woman. Another thing that comes out and stands out when you look up Proverbs 31 is a wife of noble character. Okay? For it says that she is worth more than rubies. Okay? That's one of the things that pops out. Another thing that comes out, I'm reading now. It says her price is far above rubies. Just imagine that, you guys. A virtuous wife, a Proverbs 31 wife, her value, her price is far above rubies. You know, we as people, we always want to put a price tag on something. We always want to look for the deal. When you know that you are worth more than rubies, your value is far more than rubies. A man that has that can't do nothing but honor it. Can't do nothing but value it. Can't do nothing but hold that high. Just as he holds his worldly possessions high, his spirit will, pouring God into his spirit and seeking God, will make him realize what the value of a Proverbs 31 virtuous woman is. And with knowing that, and knowing the actual value of it, he can't help but love it. He can't help but adore it. You see, it's a trickle down effect. But the desire for seeking God has to be first in order for it to trickle down. So, like I said, I wanted to start this series, you guys. I hope you guys join in. I hope you guys understand that this is not for us to pick apart each other, for that's not the purpose of it. This is not for us to use things against each other. That's not for it. In fact, you'll look silly doing it. Any of those things, you will look silly doing it. Why? Because it actually says a lot about your character. It says a lot about you as a woman. And just because to lash out or to attack or to have any negativity, when we are only here trying to seek the person that God wants us to be as women and as wives, and as servants and as daughters of Him. To lash out at that, to have negativity around that, actually, like I said, says a lot about you and your character. So I hope that you all respect the fact that we are in search of being better people, being better women, being better wives, being better servants, being better people, being better daughters, being better friends. We are in seek of that. And I hope that you guys join me on this journey. So, alright, you guys, I love you all so much. Make sure you tune into the video later on. It will be later on today. Right now it's about 11 o'clock. But I will be doing a video later on about the contest, all that the prizes are going to have. You all know the contest starts today, which is December the 15th. It lasts into January the 15th, so it's going to last 30 days. There's also going to be a comment section where you can actually win a prize for that as well, for people that are not into doing videos. But the real big prize package is for the people that's doing the videos, and that prize package, I worked it out, you guys, and that prize package value is about $400. So this is my thank you, as I've always said to you guys. Make sure you tune into that later on today. I love you all, and let's go on this journey together. I so look forward to it, you guys. I really do. All right, you guys. Love you so much. Be blessed.